And welcome back for another deep dive into the world of tech.
You know, we love to take your listener questions and really get into the weeds of some of the most exciting tech coming out, and today is no different.
Not at all.
So for anyone new here, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future deep dives.
Now today, we're looking at the Tecno Pocket Go. And joining me is our gaming and AR expert.
Ready to dive in? This thing is wild.
That's what I like to hear. So right off the bat, for anyone who hasn't heard the buzz, what is the Tecno Pocket Go?
Okay, so imagine this, a handheld PC gaming device.
Okay, we've seen those.
Right, but not just any handheld gaming PC. This one's running a full-blown version of Windows 11.
Whoa, that's powerful.
It is, but it doesn't stop there. What they're really leaning into is this idea of it being a super high-end AR gaming platform.
I've seen that phrase thrown around a lot. World's first AR Windows 11 gaming handheld. But we've seen pieces of this before. What makes this different?
Yeah, so you're right. It's not like AR or handheld PCs are brand new, but this thing is claiming to put it all together in a way we haven't quite seen before.
When you put it that way, it does make you wonder if they can actually pull it off.
One of the biggest claims, maybe the biggest, is this 215-inch screen view.
Wait, from a handheld?
Yep.
That's like bigger than my TV.
They're saying it's like having your own IMAX theater wherever you go. It's pretty wild.
How is that even possible?
So this is where it gets really cool and kind of complicated.
I'm ready.
The screen, it's not your typical LCD. This thing is using something called Micro-OLED.
Micro-OLED. I'm not familiar.
So basically, with Micro-OLED, each pixel, each tiny dot that makes up the image, it emits its own light. This means you can get these crazy deep blacks because when a pixel is off, it's completely off, unlike LCDs where there's always a little backlight glow.
Okay, starting to get it.
And then, because of how precise you can be with the light, the colors are supposed to be incredibly vibrant, which is, kind of important for gaming.
For sure. But even with all that, projecting a 215-inch screen, how are they going to make that comfortable to use? Wouldn't it be awkward to hold this tiny device and somehow look at this massive virtual screen?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, maybe literally with the cost of these things these days.
It's definitely something we'll need to get our hands on to see for ourselves. But looking beyond the display, let's talk power. This Tecno Pocket Go is packing an AMD Ryzen 7 AT840HS processor. As our resident expert, break that down. What are we working with here?
Okay, so that right there, that's not just any processor. That's like serious horsepower.
So we're not just talking mobile games here.
You see this processor in high-end laptops, one's meant for gaming, video editing, all that heavy lifting.
Oh, wow.
And they're shoving it into this handheld device.
And saying you can play, what, AAA games on the go?
They haven't said which games exactly, but from the specs, it really seems like they're aiming to run basically anything you could on a gaming PC.
That would be a game changer. No pun intended. And if you are loving hearing about this game changer as much as we are, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives like this one.
Okay, so high-end specs, AR capabilities. This all has to fit in your hand, right?
Right, which brings up a really important point about handheld gaming devices, the controller.
Of course, you need it to be comfortable, especially for long gaming sessions, but also responsive.
Exactly. And this thing is claiming to be the world's smallest AR handheld, while still having a competition-grade controller. Which
seems like it would be tough to do both.
Right. Like, on the one hand, you want it to be compact and portable, but on the other hand, if you're a serious gamer, you need those buttons and joysticks to feel just right.
Absolutely. There's nothing worse than a cramped controller that makes your hands hurt. And what about this whole 60 gaming immersion thing they keep mentioning? Is that just marketing jargon, or is there something really there?
Okay, so 60 gaming immersion.
Yeah.
It sounds like something straight out of like a Ready Player One movie, right? Basically, it's about taking that immersive experience beyond just what you see on the screen and what you hear in your headphones. They're talking about adding in things like motion tracking.
Oh, so the game would respond to how you move your body.
Exactly. And then there's haptic feedback.
So like the rumble features you see in controllers now.
Kind of, but amped up. They're specifically talking about X-axis haptic feedback, which means you won't just feel a generic rumble, you'll feel force feedback from different directions.
Whoa, I could see how that would be super immersive.
Exactly. Imagine feeling a punch in a fighting game from the left, or the recoil of a gun as you fire.
That's wild. But on a handheld? How?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then, on top of all that, they're incorporating something they call bass fans sound technology, which is supposed to create this super realistic 3D soundscape and sensory sync, which basically means they're trying to make sure that all the audio and visual feedback is perfectly synchronized with what's happening in the game world.
So it sounds like they're really going all in on this idea of creating an experience that goes beyond just what you see on the screen.
Absolutely. They want to engage all your senses and really pull you into the game world.
It's definitely an ambitious goal. So, big picture, what are your overall impressions of this Tecno Pocket Go?
I have to say, on paper at least, this thing is shaping up to be a potential game changer. It's like they took all the coolest, most cutting-edge gaming tech and crammed it into one handheld device.
It does seem like it has the potential to redefine what we think of as portable gaming.
Exactly.
But of course, the real test will be seeing how it performs in the real world.
For sure.
Comfort, practicality, battery life, these are all things we need to consider, not to mention the price tag.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. And we haven't even touched on how game developers will actually utilize all these features.
Right. Will they embrace it and create games specifically for this platform, or will it mostly be running existing games? Lots of questions still to be answered. It's a device that's sparking a lot of curiosity and excitement, and that's always a good thing in the tech world. Now it's time to hear from you.
What do you think about the Tecno Pocket Go? Are you excited about the future of portable gaming with advancements in AR and VR?
Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tech deep dives. Until next time.